start playing Doom, the Dark Ages earlier today, and now I'm back to drawing. So yeah. This is the part of the I guess you can call it, it's not really sketch jam at this point. I know I keep saying that, but yeah, it's more like finished art than anything else. So while we're here, I am apparently live on all the platforms that I'm currently linked to. So I'm also, let me check if I'm also live on YouTube. Let me check. No idea. Yeah, so I hope everyone is doing alright and keeping well. June is right around the corner. It's been a crazy old year, that's for sure. Let me have a look. Oh, I am very out of focus. Why am I so out of focus? Can I not be out of focus, please? There we go. I am now no longer out of focus. That's my old theme song. I used to play this at the start of like every stream, trying to keep a sort of a brand thing going. I might bring this back, I don't know. For some reason, even though all of these songs are copyright free, certain platforms just aren't that crazy about them. Let me check. Okay. Hey mate, how's it going? Yeah, I've been going live a lot more over the last couple of days. Like a hell of a lot more. Like almost to the point where it's getting a bit like, you know, it's like, do I really need to go live that often? And the short answer is no, but the long answer is yes, and I have a good reason for it. It's because I've oh, that's good. Yeah, I find just packing out my day with as much like stuff as possible really helps. Just quickly, can you hear the music? I'm just trying to make sure that the audio is like loud enough. Okay, hang on, give me a minute. Let me try something. I'll try something a bit different. Can you hear that now? I'm out of focus again. Okay, good. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Overwatch, but I've also really been getting into Doom Dark Ages. Been playing that like tons lately. It's a good excuse to do more gaming streams as well. Like I just break it up into chapters. Oh, nice. I've never played Forza Horizon. My experience with I think racing games and stuff sort of begins and ends with Mario Kart. I'm very basic in that regard. But I've seen some of the racing rigs, like the full-on, like the inside of a car, like a proper NASCAR or whatever. And those things look absolutely awesome. And I was tempted to get one, but I'm just thinking, yeah, I can't justify. I just can't justify. Yeah, that. I keep going out of play this. Yeah, this is crazy. Come on. There we go. There we go. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I'm very much getting back into shooters more. Like I never really left playing shooters. I just think the new Doom game, it just gets me, you know. There's something about flying around on a dragon that can shoot down like the demon versions of like TIE fighters from Star Wars. That just speaks to me on a level that really no game that I've played recently has ever, like, that I can think of. The camera I've got is it's a Logitech. It just gets it gets a clearer image compared to like the webcam on the MacBook, but every now and then it'll just sort of dump focus. Yeah, this one here, the phone, I finally got it to like hold, because it would do like this autofocus thing, you know how it's got like those three like lenses and stuff, and it would always sort of go in between each lens. And it would never be able to, like, you know, hold the right image. Sort of like you'd be like zooming in and out constantly, and it was just a pain. Absolutely. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of catch-up stuff. I'm looking at moving house pretty soon. It'll be coming up in the next couple of months. I'm gonna get a lot of stuff. I'm gonna get a lot of stuff organized and ready to go. Absolutely. Talk to you soon. I've been thinking about changing up a few bits and pieces. See how it all works out. Just looking for some more references to work from. Apparently, those new sunglasses, which are basically just wearable webcams. That'll be the next thing. I think they've kind of perfected them. They've gotten them to the point where, like, the first iteration was a bit janky and weird. Now they're like, okay, looks like we may have a hit on our hands. boots are more design as close to accurate as I can. For just a minute. So our shoes aren't actually disconnected. Thought as much. Connecting all these bits up together. Clown shoes here, but yeah, shouldn't be too much for a big deal. So yeah, as promised, I will be drawing something new towards the end of this live stream. And to anyone who's tuned in previously, you probably know what I'm talking about. If not, I won't spoil it. Weird. It's supposed to be winter, but it doesn't feel very wintry at the moment. It's also kind of strange. Yeah, I'll be here for the foreseeable. Oh, okay, hang on. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I can't really hear my own music with this particular mode on. I don't know why. I'll have to figure out a way of me being able to hear it as well as everybody else. Thanks for yeah, thanks for yeah, thanks for helping me out there. Yeah, right. So did you guys get affected by that massive amount of rain that hit Queensland, or you're okay? Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, seriously, like Lismore and like Coffs Harbour and all those areas, for some reason, they're just like in the crosshairs of every like massive like deluge. It's honestly like when you see how much rain that part of the state gets, it's like, yeah, I can see why you wouldn't want to live there. Like most of the houses and most of the commercial real estate is essentially it's uninsurable. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing like footage of people just with brooms just scooping out mud from their living room, and I'm just like, oh god. I mean, and it happens with such like frightening regularity. That just living there just seems to be like a massive liability. Like we got a fair amount of rain here in Sydney, but nothing compared to that part of the country. And the thing is, like, you know, once the floodwaters start receding and everything, and the mud dries up, and you know all that, it's just the stink, and like the mozzies, like their population goes crazy. I think I mentioned this last stream, but yeah, if you want to feel old, you remember the redhead kid from Terminator 2? He's a grandfather now. I'm like, but that movie only came out in 1991. What happened? Yeah, it's over 30 years ago now. It's really strange. I was like scrolling through TikTok yesterday, and this guy was doing a reaction video to the song Breathe by The Prodigy. And like, I remember when that song first came out. And then it just sort of dawned on me that, like, I'm pretty sure this guy wasn't even like a sparkle in his dad's eye back in 1997. And then it also occurred to me that that song will be nearly 30 years old. Well, it will be 30 years old in like 2 years. Or a year and a half. It's an amazing song. I love it. Like, it's a real shame that, you know, Keith decided to check out early. Yeah. Yeah, it's just interesting, like, all these songs that were absolute bangers back when, you know, I was in high school and stuff are being discovered in the same way like the golden oldies of my parents' generation I found like on the radio. And yeah, like a song like Breathe is basically, yeah, a golden oldie now. And there's something like very special about that, and also kind of kind of depressing. Like, oh, great. All the songs that had kind of a timeless quality to them, you know. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's There's commercials on my channel now. I'm looking into the whole turbo thing, like Twitch Turbo, see what that does. Yeah, so I was commenting on the design of Freya last time I was drawing her, and one thing I noticed, like a lot of the new Overwatch 2 characters are for the most part like using a lot of assets that were either removed entirely from other characters, or they were just like just left on the cutting room floor. It's like when you see, say, an established hero get nerfed, those abilities just get like repurposed and given to a new hero if they're not like, you know, added to the perk system. So yeah, I tried out Stadium. I like Stadium. I think it's a cool concept. Like it's very much like Overwatch trying to copy Rivals. Like all the heroes are like seen in third person, and there's more abilities that you can add, and you know, you can sort of build your heroes out a little bit more. And most of the abilities don't really like have that huge of an effect on the gameplay, but there are some abilities that are really good, and I think it's a way for them to sort of revive the whole idea of having other modes. Oh, 100%. And like, I also like the fact that because Microsoft now owns everything in terms of like Overwatch and just Blizzard in general, like everything's now kind of under one roof. Like the what's it called? Like Battle.net is essentially a one-stop shop for all the games and all the studios that now are officially part of Microsoft. And it's really convenient, and like, you know, you can sort of have like Overwatch and Diablo and what's it called? Is it Call of Duty? Yeah. And Doom and Sea of Thieves all in one place, which is really convenient. I mean, I only really play Overwatch and Doom, but you know, if I ever got to the point where I wanted to play Sea of Thieves, it's good to know where it is. I've never actually played it. Like, is it like it sort of gave the impression that it was like Fortnite but with sea battles or something. Like, there's a ton of games that like I've said to myself, you know what, I'm absolutely gonna focus on at least getting acquainted with this game to find out what all the fuss is about. And when I do, I just think, okay, this can really only take up maybe an hour and a half of my day. Otherwise, it's just going to consume my life. Because that's the thing, like, you can be a gamer when you've got like adult responsibilities, but it's difficult to like really sort of get into a game in the same way that you could when you were younger and you didn't have to, worry about like rent and stuff. Like, not that I'm complaining or anything, but yeah, it's just can get that way. Oh, absolutely. Like, I find that that's what I like about Doom. Like, it's a game that sort of it's set up in such a way that you can enjoy it in chapters, and I love that. I absolutely love that because, like, it's almost as if like the guys who worked on it over at id Software, they know exactly what their customers want. And also the fact that the game is free. Oh, 100% I'm sold on that. That's fantastic. Yeah, like, there are only so many games. There are games that like I still would like to get back into playing, but yeah, I don't know. I just had too many like bad experiences. Because that's the thing about like having random matchups. The amount of teamwork required to get a proper win is way higher. Hightail. What's that? Hang on, let me look it up. That looks pretty cool. Is it still in kind of development hell at the moment or something? Because that's the worst kind of feeling, you sort of get really hyped for a game release, and then it just gets pushed back until eventually like the hype dies down and everyone just sort of moves on. And then when they finally release it, it's not, anything special. Like, I saw another press release that the new Fallout show is getting, I think it's like another 2 seasons. Like, they're filming them back to back so they can release them so people don't forget about the show entirely. Because that's the thing. Like they did such a good job with that first season that yeah, kind of left us on a cliffhanger there. But by far my favorite show on Amazon, Invincible. Love, love, love that show. Like the problem with like cartoons that are bingeable is like once you've binged it, you're left waiting. Yeah, like I'm just looking at the trailer now. I tell it looks pretty decent. That didn't load. Anyway, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna just go to the bathroom real quick. Yeah. Yeah, give me like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I am returned. And I am again out of focus. Why am I out of focus? Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. There we go. Now I'm back in focus. So yeah, what was I talking about before I left? Oh yeah, yeah, there's just some games that I'm just glad that are free. And I think that's the other thing. Because Doom the Dark Ages, if you've got, I think it's the Xbox Game Pass or something like that, yeah, true, man. Yeah, because the game is free. That's like a nice little upsell. Highly approve. Oh yeah, yeah. Who was it? Janet Jackson and Luther Vandross. Best things in life are free. I remember when that song first came out. I think it was part of the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack. I'm pretty sure it was. Or maybe I'm wrong. All I remember was things like Damon Wayans was in the music video for it. Nice, we're at the 1 hour mark. It's been a pretty fruitful session, if I do say so myself. squeaking noise. Oh yeah. Apparently, Eddie Murphy tried reviving the Beverly Hills Cop movie franchise on Netflix, and it was just a spectacular dud. Because that's the thing, like, there are certain shows, there are certain movies that are really just products of their time, and they can't, like, really make the necessary transition into a modern audience milieu. It's just not possible. And I think that's what's being found out the hard way, particularly with shows like Doctor Who. Like, apparently, Doctor Who right now has been so poorly received in terms of ratings that the show is just going on hiatus. Like, it's just an indefinite suspension while they figure out what their next move should be. Because, like, it's an old show. Like, when Doctor Who first came out, televisions were like, oh, I don't know, in terms of how expensive they are, televisions were like the most expensive piece of technology anyone could own at the time. And there was really nothing else on TV except like the news. So like this quirky little show about a dude from England who would run around and like fight aliens and stuff. That was like cool. That was like one of maybe a dozen or so TV shows ever. Like the barrier for entry when being a content creator back then was like, if you had an idea for a TV show, you might get it produced, but it's unlikely. Oh, 100%, man. Like, I think what happened with it was they just kept making. I think what they did was they saw the fan reactions, the backlash to whatever it was that they were doing wrong, and they said, "Oh, okay. Well, the fans seem to really hate when we do this, so let's do it even more and make it really obvious." And apparently, that has turned out to be like a destructive strategy that has really soured even like the diehard fans to Doctor Who. And it's really a shame, but like, again, I was never a big fan of it. I remember when like Doctor Who was on in the 80s, and I just remember being I was scared, like as a kid I was scared of the intro. Like all of a sudden, like the normal like cartoons and stuff would go away, and then like this spinning portal to space hell would open up in the middle of the TV screen, and this like terrifying music would start playing, and I'd be like, what's going on, you know? And that's what it was like watching Doctor. Like nobody sort of gave me any warning that Doctor Who was about to come on, and I had no idea what this show was about. All I knew was my parents grew up with it, and my parents were like the oldest people I knew at the time, and therefore I always associated Doctor Who with being old. Even though my folks were like in their 30s at the time. But yeah, that old 1980s intro, it's amazing to listen to now. But back when I was like, I think like 5 years old, I was just terrified of it. Oh yeah, like I mean, I don't know. I think I was just like a really sensitive kid. Like I just thought, oh god, because I got scared of so many things back in the day. Because I mean, back in the '80s and stuff, like people get really nostalgic for it, but I just remember like a lot of negative stuff. Like all the adults smoked. The fashion and the hair was horrendous. Um, you know, bullying was pretty rife. I mean, it still is today, but like back before the internet and everything, the bullies were just like just taking out their boredom on you for the most part. It was a different time back then. Oh yeah, like you can't get a decent pair of raving pants. I've noticed these days. Like for some reason, like raving pants that you wear to like a semi illegal dance party out in the bush, you just can't find anymore. I mean, I haven't been to a bush diff in God over a decade now. But I just remember them being not particularly the most like well structured forms of entertainment. Like you'd go to sleep and you'd wake up and it would still be going, and then there'd be people that'd be on all kinds of stuff, just like, okay, this isn't for me. It's like, yeah, let's go somewhere where the internet just isn't great. And hang out with a bunch of strangers. It's yeah. Yeah, yeah. I've been noticing the ad breaks. I think they're getting to the point where I might have to go into the editing and see if I can just sort of make them a little less frequent. I don't know how to do that yet. I'm still sort of getting used to the affiliate program. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, like, there's just things about like growing up in that decade that we really want to replicate for our own kids, but we know that we can't. And I think nothing exemplifies that more than Disney remakes of like the classic movies that we grew up with. But like seriously, streaming versus like having a copy on a VHS tape is just one of those things that you know we will never fully be able to explain. I mean, we can show them what it was like because you know there's plenty of videos of people, you know, watching stuff on videos. But like having an actual physical store, you know, where you'd go in with your family and you'd pick out that weekend's entertainment. That'll never be a thing ever again. That is true. That is true. Yeah. Yeah, like there was a Video Easy near me, and I didn't realize at the time, but Video Easy was an Australian brand. And there's a few of them around, but yeah, they're just like if there's any of those stores still left, they're extremely rare. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't miss things like late fees. And that's also another thing that's basically impossible to explain to anyone in like Gen Z. You know, it's like the place would fine us if we didn't return the cassette and or DVD. And like a lot of those places, you know, the buildings that used to be video shops, um, they become like gyms and stuff. Like both the Blockbuster near me and the Video Easy near me, they're now like 24-hour gyms. I actually go to one of them. It's like an anytime fitness. Oh look, I mean, there were like little things in video shops that you can't really have these days. I mean, if you have enough of them, like you can maybe make a separate room in your house where you put up all your DVDs and your videos and stuff like that on shelves, and you can sort of almost replicate what it was like. But yeah, for the most part, you just can't do that anymore. Yeah. I've been out of focus. I've been in and out of focus this entire time. It's so annoying. I'm gonna like switch out cameras. Hang on. I'll try this one. This one doesn't get the best like quality of video, but it's slightly better. Yeah, I mean, it's like, is it? It is not the best quality. But I'd rather be in focus, if you know what I mean. Like, it's just, it's one of those things. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow doing the Doom thing. I'm kind of a bit of like a little bit, yeah. I mean, the lighting in here is not great. I'm trying to get the right light balance. It doesn't always work the best. Like you see some of the other streamers and they got like full on like HD cameras and stuff like that. But I mean, realistically, the most important thing here is the drawing. So long as it's like clearly visible. Avamedia. What's that? Is it like a camera or something? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spend too much on like new hardware, but just something that's reliable, I think, is the best way to go. So I'll definitely check out that one. Because I mean, you ever go like a little too long without a tech upgrade, and then you just look at your equipment and just think, oh, no wonder I'm not getting the results I'm after. nice. Only $100. That's good. Like ever since COVID, I've been really sort of cautious about prices of stuff. You ever do that? You ever like just sort of wander through a supermarket and go, man, even the 2-minute noodles are expensive. What's going on here? Like I did a bit of a grocery shop earlier, and I was like, you know what I haven't had in a while, like ramen. And I rarely eat ramen. I think it's not the greatest of dishes. If anyone who's sort of a real kind of buff for Japanese food, this is not a knock on actual ramen. This is like, just the kind of it's the ramen that you make when you're broke, basically. But I just like the soup. I like having the noodles and everything. But there's some fancy like 2-minute ramen out there. Like I got this stuff and it was like $8 for like I think 6 like packets. I'm like, this better be pretty decent stuff. And it was good. I mean, it wasn't like, horrendous or anything. And like it came with like a little packet of squid ink. And I'd never had that before. And, I thought it was like soy sauce, but it was actually squid ink. I was thinking, why is the soup like speckled? It's weird. Like, why is this soy, what I thought was soy sauce, why is it not mixing in properly and making it taste like soy sauce? And it turns out, no, it was squid ink. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like I found it personally that it didn't improve the flavor in any substantial way. Like as far as ramen goes, it was honestly kind of bland. But like, was it $8 worth of like fancy noodle soup? I don't think so. But just the presence of the squid ink, it alone, I think that's what boosts up the price. Because you can normally get those things for like $5. Like ramen is still like the cheapest meal that you can conceivably make for yourself. But yeah. That packet of squid ink. Didn't really do anything for it. Yeah, I mean, like, you ever go to like the actual restaurant and like you sit down and they make something up for you and it's like wow, and then you find like a similar like a similar packet in like the Asian section of your supermarket, and you think, oh yeah, I can do this. Look, it's got the steps on the back. I mean, like how hard can it be? Turns out a lot harder. Like for some reason, I've not been able to like make how they do with like the normal packets. It's just not happening. Like, I like this character. She's like I mentioned last time, she's kind of a combination character. Like she borrows heavily from who in the game sort of came before her. So like she's basically Hanzo for people who don't like playing Hanzo. She's Ash for people who don't like playing Ash. And Ash herself is Yeah, man, no worries. Ash herself is like Widowmaker for people who don't like playing Widowmaker. So I get that vibe very much from this chicky babe right here. She's also like a dumbed down version of Farah. Like Farah can fly around in all different directions, and you know, she's far more versatile on the battlefield as like, you know, oppressive air support. But that's the thing, like the need to constantly be adding new characters and stuff. You have to keep it fresh, you have to keep it new, you have to keep it competitive with the other games and stuff. It's a whole balancing act. Yeah, all good. Yeah, man, like it's interesting how these new characters are received in Overwatch as well. Like for the longest time, Venture just didn't have any skins at all. Like they added her like ages ago, and yeah, she just sort of sat there while everyone else got a new skin pack every single update. Like for some reason, Kiriko just gets a skin every single update. Oh, it wasn't plugged in. Okay, now it's plugged in. But yeah, like, yeah, poor Venture, you know, just be left out in the rain like a forgotten football, and anyway, okay, just a quick change of pace. Now we're at the hour and a half mark, and I want to sort of, I guess, finish a bit on a high note, and sort of like really start moving back into doing sketch jam stuff. my version of the chicken jockey. Because I neglected like Sketch Jam for ages, you know. Like that was my brand for God, 2 maybe 3 years, and then it just sort of didn't do anything with it. Yeah, chicken jockey got ears. Kind of making him look a little bit like the old Bad Boy logo. Remember the old Bad Boy logo? In like the early 2000s? I mean, just a quick aside, the chicken looks more like a duck. I don't know if that's like the whole thing when it comes to Minecraft, but yeah, the chicken just looks like a duck. Yeah, God, the Bad Boy logo was, I think it was like skateboards, and it's on everything for a while. Yeah, like back when like Tony Hawk and like the Jackass guys, they were everywhere. Good times. Like, I never really got into skateboarding. I remember borrowing a mate's skateboard and using it as a mode of transportation to get home from his place, and oh god, I hated that thing. I remember falling off it. I remember almost crashing into a tree. You know, because like back then, when you were like 16 and broke, and like the only money you had to your name, you could only really spend it on either food or like maybe like going out and stuff. But if you saved up enough, I mean, you could afford a skateboard. And I never did. Like, I just thought skateboards are Oh yeah, yeah. Like I remember inline skates. They were so cool. Inline skates were everywhere back in the day. Now you hardly ever see them. I miss those days. Not as much as I thought I would. It's similar to like the nostalgia factor of the 80s. Like the nostalgia of the 90s, I think, is somehow like a little bit worse. Because I mean, there's parts of the 90s that are genuinely awesome. Like, I love the fact that, you know, there's this one song from Donkey Kong Country from the water level that everyone loves. And honestly, I love aquatic ambience. It is one of the most genuinely beautiful pieces of music from any soundtrack. Like, there's something about watching a gorilla swimming underwater to some of the most beautiful and calming, like, wonderfully orchestral music. And I'm just thinking, it makes perfect sense. Like, I remember, like, my cousins used to have the Super Nintendo, and I used to go over to their place and play it. Because when I was a kid, we only had computers, we never had consoles. And yeah, playing that water level. I mean, the fact that like Donkey Kong could swim was amazing enough. The fact that Donkey Kong could not only swim, but he wasn't able to drown. You could stay underwater permanently. Yeah, bearing in mind I have not seen the Minecraft movie, so if you have, um, please don't spoil it. I actually do want to watch it. Apparently, it's already out for rental. So if I get a couple of hours spare, I might, sit and watch it. See what caused all those Gen Zers to freak out. Oh, nice. I remember Need for Speed. Far out. Hot Pursuit. Like, I mean, I was a bit jealous of, like, all the kids that, had consoles growing up. But, like, I was kind of a bit naive. Because there was, like, this one kid, and he always had the best console ever, and it was just sort of like one of those things where you didn't realize it at the time, but his parents were going through like a really nasty divorce, and they were technically separated, so he was getting like all these cool sort of like, we're trying to buy your love toys. It was really sad. I'm actually gonna make the chicken look more like a chicken. As I get that Minecraft is supposed to look a certain way, but oh yeah, look, I mean, there's something simultaneously timeless and dated about Minecraft that I like. There's something about playing the game that's very calming. I do enjoy playing it, but at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, I grew up with graphics like this in 1989. I don't need it now, you know. Oh yeah. Just realised he wears a blue shirt, not a black shirt. Let's find what color we're looking for. Do a bit of a color rough. Because I've got a bunch of conventions coming up. Well, really only two, but I might be able to squeeze in three. But yeah, I'll be doing Oz Comic Con in Sydney and Oz Comic Con in Canberra. So I want to have like some sort of fresh fan art just to have on the wall. And I can produce these relatively quickly. Yeah, no worries, man. It's good to have you along for the ride. Appreciate it. Kind of drawing him a bit like the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, it's good to talk to you again, man. So yeah, I wanna have like a bunch of sort of new stuff, I guess, for the conventions coming up. He's wearing blue pants, not black. He does have black. Does he have black shoes? Yeah, he's got black shoes. I just realized that the zombies are like dead Steves. They come back to haunt. Trying to keep it as square looking as possible. semi-blocky hard edge kind of thing. Throw in a bit more. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not a, not a fan of that. Sort of very off yellow. And the blue's a bit black. Brighten him up just a little bit more. Just warp this around a bit. So yeah, similar to my gaming streams, I kind of want to keep these to like a very tight 2 hours. Yeah, definitely. If you are so inclined, I do the gaming stream in the morning. And I do the drawing stream in the evening/night. Always up for a chat. If you'd like to stop on by and say hi. have just done my own style. Man, nearly done. Alrighty. I think that makes for a very decent live stream session. Yeah, just got to say, tuned in, and this includes, in particular, Draco, the Toothless Wonder. Mate, you're very, very cool. Thank you. Also, if you've been able to catch me on YouTube, I am live there at the moment too. And yeah, this was a very, very fun stream. I will be back tomorrow morning to do the next couple of chapters of Doom, the Dark Ages. So if you like the gaming content just as much, feel free to jump in and check that stuff out as well. That'll be exclusively on Twitch. It won't be like on the other platforms or anything like that. But yeah, definitely check that out if you like that kind of content. Yeah, in the meantime, I gotta call it a night, and yeah, I will see you